Hello, hello, hello. Hey, everyone. Welcome back to Crypto Traders Arena. Back for another Sunday crypto weekly review. Suppose this is episode 59, it looks like. First week in March, so I guess we're 1 month left in this first quarter. A year's going to probably fly by as normal. And damn, we're in a pretty bullish, pretty bullish environment here. Meme coin's been going nuts all weekend, all towards the end of last week, I suppose. Especially like that cat whiff hat ripping. When was ripping. So I guess Solana meme coins definitely clearly are ripping, but also just good old friends like Doge and Shib, and the memes are running. So hopefully people are long and enjoying that. I didn't think I banged a double out on Shib actually this week. And also Doge, but I didn't actually sell my Doge double, to be honest. I'm just going to bag hold that for a bit. And hey, everyone in the chat. Nice to see some of the regulars. Got a special guest here today with Stefan's going to join us here in a little bit. So just change it up a little bit and have one of our other gladiators in sort of scalper du jour from our VIP room. He's been running the VIP trading in our community, and they had a really great month last month and started off this month pretty good too. I'll let him talk about that though. I won't get too into that. So he's joining us today, and then of course Paul's with us too again to just continue on with our Road to Financial Freedom plan, which really is the purpose of this show. Of course, we have that whole plan and spreadsheet in our Discord room too. You can jump in and grab that if you like. Just make sure you join our Discord at cryptotradersarena.com and just pop in and look for the Crypto Weekly Review channel, and that'll, there's a spreadsheet in there that explains the plan and goes through all the levels. I know that plan banged out several doubles here in the last week too, and the week before for that matter. So we're starting to see those positions become free positions, which is sort of the general point of the whole plan, right? We're just this particular trading plan's the altcoin investment plan. We've been, all last year we were trying to accumulate at the bottom of the range, and our intention is to sell halves on doubles so that we get our original capital back, and we're just trying to build our bags so that we can ride them into the euphoric bull run that we're anticipating at some point that may have already started, but certainly not. We're not anywhere near peak euphoria. And that particular plan's focused more on the bigger market cap coins. So we're kind of focused on like the top 100 or so coins. And then, we're trading away. And so definitely also trading also investing in the sort of smaller market cap coins as well. And a huge chunk of our time during, in our community spent just kind of locating everything from like the, whatever you want to call like the medium sort of market cap coins, and then also trying to locate some shiny new things, what's going to be the hot new things that rally in this market. And that's something that Stefan, I think, is going to talk about a little bit today too, actually, is just sort of identifying kind of like the newer issues. And what else can we say? Let's maybe look at just the broader market. I mean, really, for one, I'm just going to say that we're like kind of heading into up only here, right? Stock market's ripping. I keep laughing just looking at these ABCDs on the stock market. Like, I think that the S&P might get all the way up here to 615. That'd be hilarious. Now, it might not go straight up there, but if anything, probably should see a retest of the old high at like 480 and maybe see some support and new consolidation. But who knows? Maybe we'll go straight up there. It's election year. There's no real reason to think that the markets are going to break before November. I think that's fair. Like, I doubt that the powers that be are going to break this thing in front of the election. Seems unlikely. So good news is that means we're probably just going to kind of grind higher. I mean, the NASDAQ and the S&P are showing that, and even the small cap stock market, which I think is generally positive for crypto too. At the end of the day, I've talked about the Russell 2000 trying to break this range. And if we start trending higher here, I think small cap stocks will have their own little rally. They've been pretty mute for a while now. They haven't done anything except for the occasional outliers. But it's starting to, I don't know if we can say this is trending higher yet, but it certainly looks like it's, there's a nice little W here and it's trying to take off. So if this thing starts trending higher, then I think small caps will move, and that kind of includes a lot of the crypto stocks and stuff too. And I think just a generally positive risk on market in the small cap stock market is positive for crypto too. So everything's just kind of pushing higher. I suppose the DXY is actually kind of rolling over, which I suppose is good too. I mean, DXY came up into 61.8 and got rejected and hasn't really put in a top here, but I think it's safe to assume that we can probably range, maybe the DXY is range bound from the 50% level up here where it topped out and put in a weekly M, and then the lows here probably ranging in there. So it really, if anything, if this kind of goes sideways or down, I suppose that's generally positive for the market as well. But that's enough about stock market. I mean, and well, I'll just end with I am finding stocks that look pretty good here. So small cap stocks, that is. So maybe that rallies in the future here too for the rest of the year. But it was a huge week for Bitcoin, ripping up into 88.6, hit 64K. I think it actually topped out at it. Let's see, it was 64,100 even on Coinbase. So yeah, ripping ripping move. And I find it fascinating that just off the lows, the last lows, like how big of a move has that been? Like we basically had this sort of panic dump where they kind of faked the top here, put in like a 3-bar fractal, and then just ripped it after that. And it's been 67% move up to the high. God, that's even sort of a shocking number actually, but not for Bitcoin. That would be shocking in other worlds. But of course, anybody that's been around Bitcoin for a while knows that this thing can just rip when it wants, and it looks like it is. The only bad news, or the only kind of, I wouldn't say bad news, but I mean, we hit 88.6, which is sort of at the tippy top of the fib range. And now we're testing the highs. And so it's just a question of, is it necessarily a good thing that we're going parabolic here? I don't know. Like how far are we from the halving? Like a couple months? Maybe like less than a couple months, I think. I don't know. It's March today. The halving's in like, I think early May, right? Late April, something like that. Going parabolic right up into here. If you as a range trader, I mean, as a range trader, you got to be thinking of potential shorts up here, right? This is usually when we see a range like this being established and price moving back up into the highs and ends of the range. First of all, we maybe would be shorting at 78.6. I mean, really, maybe even 61.8. There were shorts that came in at 61.8 on lower time frames. And then 78.6, yeah, there's, we did blast through it, but that would have been next stop to consider shorts. And then as we're getting up into 88.6, now we're getting pretty nosebleedy. And really, even like if this thing just shoots up this week, for example, and takes out the highs here, we got to be really careful watching what happens there, because just like back here when they took the highs out, I mean, you can kind of see they FU'd the highs in the last cycle top, and we don't really want to see a situation like this if you're a bull where they, just parabolically rip it up to the highs and then just FU that high and bring it back into the range. So I would have preferred to see Bitcoin go sideways for a bit, but geez, I guess it just didn't want to. So I'm not going to say it's topped out by any means, because there's nothing toppy about this. I mean, look at OBV just pointing higher. Even volume, this is Coinbase, but even like this week's volume did break a lot of the recent volume, going all the way back to the last bigger candle was in March of last year. So a year ago was the last big volume candle, and that was the accumulation volume. People were buying down here in the reload zone. But this green bar, I mean, people are buying up here in the short reload zone, which isn't really it's not really a great sign, but well, for the people that are doing that. So I don't know. I'm not saying there's a top here at all, but I'm just saying we're getting up into a pretty parabolic nosebleedy area. So let's see what happens if we do hit the highs here in the next couple of weeks, and maybe watch things like volume, like how much momentum is behind that move. Because if there's not a lot of momentum up here, then it's going to be hard for this trend to keep going higher, I'd say, because this is a key range high level, obviously all-time highs. We'll see. But I mean, if you look at just, even if I go to a daily chart, I mean, yeah, maybe we could M out here this week, maybe if we lose this like 60,472 level. So maybe there could be an M, so watch for that, but not yet. And maybe even OBV could M out here, but certainly no top yet. Trend is high up and hard, and I don't know, have any other adjectives to use if those are adjectives. I'm not a Not a literature uh, teacher here, just a shitty trader. But anyway, point being, Bitcoin had a great week, ripping, no top, everything's pointing higher. Meme coins are ripping. Ethereum's coming up into a pretty key level, I'd say. That's not Ethereum. Let's see here. Let's look at Ethereum really quick and go back to the weekly chart just to see this. I see this as a pretty key level at 35.85. I think we talked about this even a couple weeks ago. Kind of remember we were talking about if Ethereum followed the same path as Bitcoin, it probably would come up to the middle of the reload zone. That was before Bitcoin broke through to 88.6. And it looks like Ethereum has now caught up, but it's basically just, I mean, there's just this key high, which is basically the beginning of the bear market last time. Basically, the market broke last time, and then on this retest of, this bounce here, they kind of faked everybody out with this W and then just crushed everyone. That was sort of like bear market confirmation, I'd say, on that high. So now that high is pretty important, I'd say, and it seems likely they'll at least take it out here. And that's also the M top. I mean, it's kind of hard to see, but there's a little M in there. The Ethereum has an M top, and now this level is technically the retest of that M top. That's the middle of the M right there. So seems, I would guess we would definitely hit that 35.85 level at least. But also just pointing straight up. Not as much volume, kind of. I guess it looks like volume is waning on on Ethereum here compared to Bitcoin, but still pointing way up and also getting towards the top of the range. So just not kind of the area where people should probably be thinking about taking profits or shorting really more than buying, right? If you're a range trader. Not saying go sell all your Ethereum. That's up to you. I don't know. Generally speaking, Ethereum will probably go higher down the road. It's just, does it have to bang around in this range for a while, maybe pull back? I don't know. Just not a kind of place where we want to invest and buy Ethereum, I'd say. 100% for sure. Not a investor level to buy. If anything, if people are long off the bottom, they're probably looking to sell some of their position as we get up into these levels. So, but maybe comparing Ethereum to Bitcoin would probably show us that Bitcoin's sort of outperforming. There was like that less volume in Ethereum pushing price higher. I think Bitcoin's still in control here, and yeah, sure enough, they've tried to bottom Ethereum versus Bitcoin here lately, but just can't really get any true bottom in here. I think the tell here, well, one, the trend line's the tell for starters. Like until there's really a decent market structure on the other side of the trend line, like a W, I don't think you can start saying that Ethereum's getting ready to outperform Bitcoin or that altcoins are getting ready to outperform Bitcoin. Aside from the outliers, of course, that are ripping hard in altcoins. But in general, I don't think altcoins are ready to go into full-on alt season here compared to Bitcoin. So I don't know. I think we're probably oscillating around this trend line. I still think we might end up down in this green box before the bottom's in. We'll see what happens. But really, the tell there for me is look at OBV. I'll just point out how I like to use OBV a lot. And I think if you look at OBV here, you could argue that it's just trending down still. Kind of W'd here. Did put in a little bit of a W. So we're starting to see a little bit of a W, not in divergence, but it's still basically making lower highs and lower lows. So if OBV especially loses this low again, that's another M. Just kind of looks like it's still trending down here and hasn't bottomed. So I would expect, I wouldn't be surprised that, I would expect Bitcoin to still kind of rule the crypto space for the moment here. I will say there's a confirmed bullish divergence in RSI. So we did get, that's like the warning shot, kind of like, okay, we have a bullish divergence. And now even RSI's kind of got above the moving average. It's gotten above the 50 line a bit. It's starting to sort of trend higher a bit. So it's starting to happen. It's just not yet. When you see a W here, I think it'd be reasonable to consider changing some Bitcoin into Ethereum. I suppose there's a big catalyst for Ethereum with the ETF coming up. I don't know. I'll be honest, I don't follow that at all, so I don't know what the story is, but I do believe there's an ETF coming down the road here for Ethereum, so that'll be some sort of catalyst. I just don't think you can argue there's a bottom there yet, so I'll just leave it at that. So that's Bitcoin and Ethereum. maybe look at Solana just as a, Solana is definitely a huge part of the crypto story right now. And it finally, I mean, it was looking pretty weak here in the short reload zone of the recent range, and it looked like it might want to break, maybe put in a 3-bar fractal here after it tested the short reload zone and roll over. But then it got its act together and ran up into the 50% level of the whole range. So the 50% level is typically like it's the middle of the range. It's a decent profit target if you're long on the bottom of the range. Taking profits at 50% levels, not the worst idea. It's not uncommon to see price oscillate around here for a while. We still haven't really truly left the dump chaser zone, so we could just be banging around in this orange box for a while before Solana decides what it wants to do. It's hit its 50% level, so it's kind of, I think if you know about GAN, the GAN 50% level, this looks like a pretty much perfect GAN level actually, because if we were to take just for fun, if you took a date range off of the high, the high to the low was 60 bars. So GAN would say 50% level should be hit in 30 bars. Looks like it was more than that. Looks like it's about half and half. So, but nonetheless, this is kind of the sort of GAN. Yeah, it was actually half and half exactly. So GAN was a little off. He would say 30 bars would have taken, that's how long it should have taken to get to 50% level. So it took the exact same amount of time. That's very symmetrical looking. But nonetheless, ran up. Now that's completed this sort of GAN idea that usually a strong move will, taking back 50% of a strong move like this is very common. And you can see like these key highs up here, like the candle body highs on this. That's sort of that same area that I was talking about on Ethereum. Looks like we're probably going to test that. So I don't know, probably at least test those highs here before Solana really does anything, and it might just keep ripping straight up in the short reload zone. Definitely looks uppy. I mean, without a doubt, is ripping. I suppose now we have potential RSI divergence here, though, as we made a new high now. RSI is not making a new high, so any kind of M through there, like if this would be like the first warning shot, I suppose, for Solana. If it M's out there, that would be a confirmed bearish divergence. OBV, on the other hand, looks like it's trying to make a new high here, so we don't have that same divergence. So just pointing higher. Geez. But I think a fascinating chart is Solana versus ETH. Let's see what that looks like. It's kind of gaining some, we put in this huge M. It looked like Solana, again, was rolling over a bit, and it looked like against ETH, it was definitely rolling over. And I think you could argue the M's there, and this is the bearish retest. So watching to see what happens here. It still looks bearish for Solana, and so it looks like Ethereum might have a little more weight behind it at the moment. I see an M there. I see a bearish retest of the M. So let's see what happens here in the next week or two if it breaks down. Not a good time to change your ETH, or into Solana, sorry. Probably not a good time to go buy Solana with Ethereum, I'd say. However, if we do get down into like green boxes, I could see doing that. I do think, I mean, I'm not going to say, but which one has more upside, would you say? Like, I mean, I hear a lot of $1,000 talk for Solana, which I think is reasonable. And then I hear a lot of $10,000 talk for Ethereum. So like, what would that be if Ethereum, just go back here. Like, so if Ethereum is at 3,400, then it's like a 3x to 10,000. And then Solana is at 130. So it's like, more than, it's like not quite 10x to 1,000. So if you believe that Solana is going to hit 1,000, then it's got more upside than Ethereum, I think, is one way to look at it. However, I think it'd probably wait, going back to my Solana ETH chart, I would say I'd try to, I don't know if we'll get all the way back down here, but I could easily see it happening. And I think somewhere down here is probably where you really want to think about making that change, considering this M and considering our size looking pretty broken here. So we'll see what happens. I'll just read some comments here. Yeah, Bitcoin halving's in April, Constantine. Yeah, right. Sorry, I thought May for a minute there. Yeah, we can look at JTO a little later, and new coins have done really well, except this new Solana coin to do well. Expect this new Solana coin to do well as we given the. I don't know which coin you're talking about. Oh, you're talking about JTO probably. Cool. We'll look at that in a bit. I think that's about it for me. I mean, point being, everything's pointing up. there's still altcoins to be bought. There's also a lot of doubles to be had. Still waiting on a big dip. Still buy the dip for sure. I mean, any kind of dips at this point. Really, any kind of dips we get are going to probably be your last really good opportunities in this cycle. So keep that in mind, keep your plan in order, and have your bids working. And hopefully you're also already long some of this stuff that's ripping. And if you watch this show for the last year, I would hope you bought something, because we've talked about an awful lot of names to buy over the last year. So with that said, I think that's it for me, and I'm going to have Stefan here pop in whenever he's ready, and he's going to talk a little bit about what he's working on in the group.
Hello.
Hey, how's it going?
Let's see if I'm audible.
Yeah, I can hear you.
Well, perfectly. Yeah, that's great.
Let me have 1 second to get your screen going. Let's see.
Sure thing.
Yeah, you're good. We're looking at ORDs.
Yeah, exactly. So that's perfect.
Cool. So hey, how's
basically,
it going?
It's been really. I mean, it's been really insane the past 2 months. But I can't be too bullish here on the short reload zone. And exactly as you mentioned, as we are getting into some sort of resistance, to put it like that. I mean, if you're playing range, definitely Bitcoin eats at resistance. So I would be more careful with that. Definitely, we are not buying, we are not investing, though we are scalping daily, day in, day out. You can find me, Paul. I know you, Kevin, take some scalpings too from time to time.
Yeah,
so mostly, we can trade.
Yeah, I just mostly in the futures market though. I'm crypto. I'm mostly focused on just longer term stuff.
Yeah, and I think I mean there's a lot of studies that show that longer run traders are somehow more profitable than traders. But it's depending on how you trade, I think, because here we are trading really on a strict process. We have a strict way of working around with setups, with journaling, and we can see the results. For example, in the February, we booked 37R with everything that we with the trades that we took, and then we booked 8R so far in March. That's only about intraday levels, not the shorts, because we banged so many shorts lately. So many shorts that we've banged, and there are way more than that to come. And today I'll be showing some picks that we took on Hand of Midas. This is a show that we've started on the premium part of our Discord, and where we are aiming to hunting new coins, like new shiny projects that are under the radar, or not necessarily under the radar, but the probability to have a nice 10R or even more on that bag, because we are focusing on getting free bags on them, it's pretty high. So we came up with Hand of Midas. We are using our brains from our community, mostly Bochian and I, and we are going over the quest, over the coins that we find on the market. And for making like a little overview, we had Mubi. This was a really nice blue chip of BRC20, and we saw that the market was losing interest in BRC20s and it was going down. People were really bullish on. We're amazed of what happened with Bitcoin, and I think the whole attention went from DeFi to Bitcoin. But slowly, I think money will pour out of Bitcoin again, and we'll have our rallies. And on this example, we bought in this area, and we are up already 60%. We have already a nice W confirmed. So I added a bit to the plan, and I will nibble again, add a W retest, and focus to get some free coins here. This is one of them. I absolutely like the structure and how it came out. Then, and you can see here, this was my plan for Mubi way before doing that W. I was just analyzing the levels, and it's looking pretty good now. We are in profits, and some of our members did nice profits on that one. Then, if we are going to speak about VEC, you see, I was on daily here. I was looking at these levels at around 20, not $20, but 20 divided by ETH, WETH. And we can see that we had two fills in these areas, and we had a really, really nice pump. So we made the sell half on a double already. As I mentioned, this area was a daily supply level. So we are actually sort of trading this kind of stuff. We are focusing on getting those free bags because most of them, they are DeFi. You can find them on Ethereum. We have even Arbitrum coins. And once they will hit the exchanges, you know what's happening. And I don't think it's a bad idea having some free coins that you can send to exchange and then get that. If you guys remember Ordi, it was listed with $1 or $4, and now it's around $80 after the listing on Binance. So that's what we want to do. That's what we are focusing on. And for this one, for this example, we already bought, and we have our sell half on a double already booked on VEC. Then, if we are looking a little bit at BSSB, another okay. This is another coin that we spoke about last month, and we can see we had the levels here around February. We spoke about it in the 9th February. We had this show, and I was looking at these levels here, and as we can see, we managed to buy, let's see, 1.1 and 0.87. So 1.1, we've been filled around here, this one. So exactly the W. And then after the fill, we did more than 100%, meaning that we did a sell half on a double. And actually, I had a plan that when we did an overview, I will buy again here, because the pump, the retest of the W will create another reaction, in my opinion. And if the market wants to dump, I think we'll have a bigger M, for example, we'll do this kind of thing. And if it wants to dump, then we have a big M. But I'll try to sell again here and get even more free coins. So this was another one which we've discussed about and went pretty nicely. And then we have W Bridge, WBRG, and we see 0.026. Yeah, 0.026. This one, we didn't make the double, but you can see we already have a nice W confirmed. I don't know if it's a weekly one. Yeah, 3 days is there. Even, weekly is not confirmed yet, but I like the structure. It's bottoming out. So even if we are retesting here, there's still time to get that limit order here. You can see we have a little W. Get on this retest and then sell half on a double. And if we have an internal range, I will do the same thing. Repeat the process and just get free coins. And then the last one is ORD, which actually hit the exchange. But I don't know if we had it listing on February. I'm not sure. And there we go. We had 0.066. Now I redid the plan. 0.066. So we've been filled here. And then I had another one at 53. There we go. So this one wasn't filled. It was here, no fill. But we had a bag, which we bought here. And look at this one. It banged really nicely. I didn't expect that. But it went really, really nicely. More than 3x on it. And I'm planning to reload, do the same stuff. and repeat the process. So, in my opinion, this project is going pretty well. If you are looking for shiny coins, if you want to join us, just feel free, hit us up, and we'll be more than happy to have you on board. Um, that would be it for my part, Kevin or
Okay.
Paul.
Cool.
Yeah.
Yeah. Thanks for sharing. And just to be more clear, Stefan and Bochan are doing a show called Hands of Midas for our premium members on Thursdays. So this is the kind of stuff he's talking about in that show.
Yeah, exactly. Only new shiny projects with high potential and speculative in the end, because we are traders and that's what we are focusing with. Yeah.
Ah, cool. And so far, I think you guys have done 3 or 4 of those.
Second, well, we have 20 coins already, and we had 4 sessions already.
Oh,
Man,
4. Yeah,
that
cool.
was so nice. Yeah. 4 sessions, and already we have 20 coins on the list, which are performing absolutely nicely already. Yeah.
Nice. Well, that's cool. Yeah, and that's on Thursdays right around now. So if you are a premium member, just check in with us on Thursdays at about this time, right? It starts around.
Yeah, exactly. I think 30 minutes from now, depending on if we have listings, for example. We are trying to focus on that listing and get the coins on exchanges and stuff like that. But yeah, mainly it's around this time.
Cool. Nice. Well, thanks for joining us.
Thank you very much.
Awesome. And I'll just add that well, Stefan did like 30, what was it, 37 and a half hour last month? If you could,
yeah, 37 hour. Yeah.
I mean, if you could do half that every month on average, you're pretty much like the best trader on the planet. So just that pretty much gives
was
you
really a good month. Yeah, was a really good month. I pushed the pedal to the metal a little bit when I saw that everything is going how I plan.
Yeah, nice.
So yeah.
Yeah, and that's he's talking about the VIP room. We do have a VIP room where once you're a premium member, you can consider joining the VIP room if you have your risk management intact and know how to execute on your own. And then basically it's just he's guiding everybody through that. So VIP members should have done something similar that month as well. And they're basically in there trading the same stuff as him every day. So that is one of the things we offer, Crypto Traders Arena. Hey, Nathaniel. Good to see you in the chat there. Cool. Yeah. Anyway, so thanks for the presentation again. I guess Paul's up next, and we're going to just get into talking about the coins from this Road to Financial Freedom plan, which is our like most simple, toned down sort of long-term investment plan that we've been working for the last while here. And I feel like I'm looking at screens of screens of screens, so I'm not sure what I'm showing you guys yet. I'm super confused now. Am I on my screen or Paul's screen? I have no idea. Let's see here. Okay, cool.
Oh, was my fault. Sorry.
No, it's all good. We're looking at the Road to Financial Freedom plan right now, so your screen.
Well, my voice is a bit down, but hopefully I'll manage to talk about all the coins we need to talk about. So, the same plan. We are in the same phase. I'll repeat every week if it's necessary. So, we are still in the phase that we buy in a long reload zone or below, and we are trying to sell half on a double and reload. Nothing's changed from last week. Well, last week we talked about, let me go. Okay. Last week we finished with AGIX. Now we'll start with Air and DR. And let's see what we have. As you can see here, we don't have a fill yet. And that's my fault. Well, let's get on the Air and DR. Well, you can see what happened. Yeah, I was a bit greedy goblin, but it's happening sometimes. I didn't have a clear W here, and I said, well, I want this level. Probably I draw something like this. And I wanted in the blue area. Well, market told me, no, not this time. And you can see what happened. Now we have a big range. And you can see here the high from when they launched this one. And we took that, we are below, and we can form a really nice range. We can even, I don't know, push a bit higher, form a 3-bar fractal top, maybe even trend higher, I don't know. But I'm forced, because I love to trade the range and play the range game, I'm forced to see here a possible fake out and back in the range. What we can do here? Well, we'll let this order here just in case, and we can add one at 78.6. I think it's fair enough. So we are at $8 now. Well, if we'll get $2, this should be a good investment from our part. So what I'll do here, it's pretty simple. I'll just add a new order at $2, another 0.5, and that's it. It's strong. I'm not chasing here, and I don't want to even think about buying at the top. That's not something a professional trader should do. Let's wait for a reload zone, hopefully even $2. I know now looks improbable, but because I'm not allowed to chase, nothing I can do here. If I'll see probably a W here at this level at $3 at 61.8, because I have 78.6 and 88.6, and I could add in the same time 61.8. Well, if I'll see a W forming here in the classic reload zone, I could change my mind and I could buy there. But for the moment, let's just keep it like this. So we don't have a fill. We'll put an order at 78.6, $2 actually, and let's just wait. Nothing we can do at this point. Okay, next one, Rune. Well, let's see what we have on Rune. We have a fill, that's for sure. And yeah, sorry, 1 second please. Let me zoom in a little bit more. Okay, so we bought here. Goodbye. I like this one with a fake out, a nice W here pushing higher. We sold half on a double, so we have 3 coins and nothing we can do now. Yeah, because in our plan we are not selling the second shot, the third shot and so on. We are just selling the first one to get 3 coins and we are keeping the rest. Well, I could do the same thing I did with the last coin, and I could buy here at 78.6. If you look left, you'll see some confluences. So 2.18 sounds like a good level to buy. So let's put the buy order here. Keep in mind, on this one, we have 1%, 1 full percent to buy. Why? Because we already sold half on a double, so we gain back the 0.5. So I could put this order and I keep the original one here. It's low probability for Rune to reach this level, but it's not impossible. For the moment, because why not? Let's keep it that way. Okay, let's take a look at the next one. And next one is EMX. So here we can see we have a fill, we have a shot. Let's see on the chart. Yeah, pretty simple. So we had this W, really classic and nice one. You can see W breakout, W retest, and that was our limit order buy. Another W above and up. Really nice one. And you can see we sold half on a double and we are not allowed to sell anymore. The market is pushing higher. What we can do here? Same thing like we did on the last time. Let's take the entire thing then where we have the 78.6. Well, it's up here. $1. Well, this level needs a retest, honestly. Maybe we'll not get it. And I'll have to go back and redo this order. But I think this W needs a retest. Hopefully we'll get that retest before the bull market is over. So this time I'll be a bit a cheap ass and I'll try to buy it here at close to 77 cents. So that's my buying level here. Okay, let's see where we have it here. So we'll reload here at this retest of the W. I know it's looking ugly now, low probabilities to get filled, but actually, if we'll get a nice and healthy retracement on Bitcoin, then we should get a fill on that order. We'll have to wait and see what will happen. So that's EMX. Now let's take a look at the next one. Well, this one, we think we have a fill or not? No. I was a cheap ass again. And you can see, market said no, this time you'll have to wait. And now what I can do here, I could see this. Let me zoom in a little bit. I could consider this one a W. Textbook one, well, is not technically a W. This low is lower than this one. So, I don't know. It's between, you can consider it a W. So, let's just call this a potential bottom. And you can see where 78.6 is. If this market will push higher, well, we can adapt. Honestly, I think we'll take this high, some liquidity high here, and then we'll break down. But what we have here, well, in this area, I should put my order. And 78.6 here seems like a good area. Maybe low probability, but I think 78.6 every time it's a good level to buy it. If I'll see the market is pushing higher, I'll adapt my order, I'll change my order to correspond with 78.6. It's pretty simple, doable for each and every one. It's just a matter of if you put the time and effort to do that. So that's my buy limit. I'll keep this one just in case. But this one, in normal situation, should not be here anymore. But like I said, if Bitcoin will correct at some point 30%, maybe more, who knows, we can get a fill here. So on this one, no fill. I was a bit too greedy, or just market didn't want to give me a fill. I don't know. Important thing is we don't have a position here. Now, let's take the next one. Let's take the next one before I lose my voice. And we have clay. Well, we bought this one here. The market said, okay, I want lower. You can see support and resistance are limit order at the same level, and nothing we can do here. We should wait for a shot and then we should reassess. It's pretty simple. Now, buy here. We got the fill. Be damn sure you have the sell half on a double in the market and just wait until you get a fill. Then draw your long reload zone and try to reload. Now we are in that phase that we bought and we should wait for a shot. It's that simple in my view. Next one. Well, next one is cake. Let's see where we have it. Well, you can see, look at this one. We didn't form a bottom yet. We can form the bottom here. This to be a deviation and here to form a range. But let's see OBV. And you can see it's not looking too bullish. It's not bad, but from the lows, if you take the low here, 1.2, you are 3.3, so you had more than a double from the lows. That's okay. But look left, well, I think this is a deviation, and I think price will range from now on above $2.50 and $5 kind of idea here in this area. Some small dips back below is nothing unusual. So what we have, we bought this small W. We are at the entry. Nothing we can do here. We should wait for a sell half on a double. It's that simple. After that, we can draw the fib from this low to where the high will be and try to reload. In my view, we are in the same market. Buy, sell half on a double and reload. At least on altcoins. Bitcoin is stronger. Ethereum it's catching up. Some big altcoins will do the same. But for general altcoins, I still think we have some chances to buy and reload again. This one, nothing we can do. Just be damn sure that we have the shot in the market and wait. Now, the next one, it's LRC. Let's see what we have. Well, you can see this one is looking nice even now. On weekly basis, if you look at this chart, it's looking really nice. Why? You have the double, you have the breakout, you have the retest, and it's trying to do something. Could explode and give us a fill, hopefully, and test these highs. It's even probable to get the highs and then to come back down. It's trying to form a range. What we can do here? Nothing. Let's just wait. We bought 0.5. Let's wait for a shot, and then we will try to reload. It's looking nice. Nice accumulation. The longer, the better. But for the moment, because we already bought 0.5, nothing to do. Let's just wait until we'll get a fill. After we have free coins, we can easily reload and repeat the process. Now, let's look at the next one. That's Zilliqa. Old shitcoin, but nice. And you can see here, we bought here, and we had a limit order all the way down here. It was just in case we'll go so low. We bought, you can see the weekly W, another small one here, and it's pushing higher. Well, let's wait for that shot. Seems likely to get that sell half on a double. So check your order if it's in the market, and nothing else to do. Pretty classic, you can see. Up, down, form a small W, breakout, retest of that level, and pushing higher. Hopefully has enough strength to give us a shot. Something to do here, just check the order if it's in the Binance. Okay, next one. That's Mask. Let's see what we have on this one. Okay, so we bought, we sold half on a double. Ugly price action here, all over the chart. I don't like it. So I should still consider this one, this big from the bottom to the top, and I should still consider the long reload zone from that one, not the small one. I could draw the small one also for confluences, but this is still valid. So let's do something like this. Let's reverse. Okay. And you can see where we bought, that should be a good level to buy again. If I'll put clear with 61.8 long reload zone, yeah, include 61.8 here, you can see this W. So it's up to you. I think we sell half on the double. We can think about buying at the same level. It's not a bad idea in my view. Maybe I'm wrong, but market will tell me if I'm wrong or not. I could put a new one. Actually, I don't want to put a new one. I just want to, 1 second. I just want to write here. About and we'll reload, to reload, actually. I think it's good enough. So, we'll buy again here and try to sell half on a double again. If we'll form a nice range here, we can repeat the process as much as possible. Let's wait and see what will happen. What I could assume here, I could assume a range here from this low to this high, this to be a fake out, something in these lines. So this to be the low, this was the high, this was a fake out, and you can see well respected middle of the range, and I could consider this one a range. Playing the range game here on weekly basis is not a bad idea. Even if you want to, I don't know, swing trade this one. Look at that range, it's tradable. But it's totally up to you in another discussion. So, reloading at the original place where we bought first time is not a bad idea. We'll push higher. Well, why not? If we'll take this high, we need to adapt the long reload zone. Until then, it's a valid range and we should wait here. Okay. And the last one, 1 inch. Okay. So on 1 inch, we had, let's see what we had here. Let me zoom in. And you can see, I'll zoom even more. They didn't give us a feel here. Maybe I was wrong putting the order exactly here. But we already had a buy at 50 cents. We tried to buy at 20 cents. Well, missed us by, let's see. Well, just missed us by low. Just 0.001. Well, nothing we can do now. So we are close to the original place where we bought. We should wait for a shot. Same kind of thinking. If we want to reload, take the high, take the low. Actually, let's do it backwards. Well, after we get the shot, we can reload somewhere in here. And you can see reload zone will be close to the same area where we bought initially. We can put it at the same place. But for the moment, nothing we can do. Let's wait for that shot. It's far away. It's almost a double from this level. Not quite, but close enough. We can see a pump here, yeah, easily. So check your order. Nothing we can do on 1 inch. It's an old shitcoin, but I still think has some potential. Could retest the highs, yeah. Could do more than that, possibly. Who knows? Depending how strong this bull market will be. We don't know that. Well, that was with the coins we have for today. My voice is almost 100% down. Probably I'll be able to do the videos for the next week. If not, I'll just take a break. At the end of the winter, a cold finally got me, so I have to live with that and rest a little bit, and hopefully I'll recover pretty soon. Kevin, if you are here, please continue because I'm down.
I'll pop in and save you. I can hear your voice going. So no problems.
Sorry.
Oh, it's all good. Went through our coins. I think I don't know if you mentioned the doubles. It looks like we got this particular plan got doubles on Neo, Earn, and High last week.
We had this week on Neo. Let me see where Neo is. Come on, where are you?
I just killed your screen anyway, but here, I got it again.
Yeah, okay. So with Neo, we just got a sell half on a double, and we can reload. Same level. Well, I don't know if you'll will update this one, but we didn't reach to Neo. But if you have this order in the market and you got a free position now, just put a limit order at the same level. You can see here at $8. Will probably give us a nice feel until the bull market will start. We had another one about Neo.
Earn, ERN, and High.
Okay.
Which I got a double on Earn this week too, or yesterday.
Yeah,
actually.
you can see same. You can see same idea. Range, and we got a shot. We can push higher, take these highs, and after we got the shot, let's just draw the same long reload zone and do the same. Yeah, we can buy at the original place, I think, or even higher. Let's see where we have the long reload zone. 1 second.
You didn't have to keep talking. I was trying to let you off the hook.
But... it's okay. It's okay. I could keep going for a couple of more minutes. You can see 78.6 where that level is. You can reload there. I don't think this move is done. So I think we'll take the high, maybe even more than that. And we can play 78.6. It's always a good idea to hunt a limit order. And on high, I don't think we had a...
Yeah, I was going to say, I don't think
maybe
that... Oh, it did pop high enough.
No.
Yeah.
No,
that's
didn't
funny.
get hit our shot. we had 1.2, so 2.4 is the short. Maybe Miku had a different order, a bit lower.
Oh
Maybe.
yeah, he
I
probably
don't
did.
know. Well, so we have two of them. This one is close enough. So what you can do on this one, check if you have the limit order there. It's that simple.
I got a lucky fill on high going back to that first time it popped up because on Kraken it shot higher. So I've already reloaded on high again.
Well, that's good. We'll
Cool.
wait. The rest of us will wait for a shot and then we'll reload. Well, take the mic because I'm done.
Okay, cool.
Sorry, Kevin.
Yeah, I'll pull up high really quick too, just anyway, because I mean, the funny thing is, yeah, sure, like we're banging out doubles here, but I mean, what a nice chart. Like any sort of pullbacks, if this thing does roll over here and maybe gets rejected at this current high, I could certainly see trying to buy that $1.43 or so level as it comes back down. We'll see. But man, some of these charts look nice. I mean, in a bigger picture, that's kind of what I was going to say is like, I don't know if I want to chase it right here, but look how much upside is in this thing. So certainly don't, you're not too late. Like if, you know, yeah, if you're just getting started now buying crypto, then you kind of did miss quite a lot of opportunities here. Miku's saying we did get a double on high. So yeah, well, you can go check the spreadsheet and that's all available to everybody, like I said. And thanks, Miku, for actually keeping all that updated and building the spreadsheet in the first place. And he's sort of the Road to Financial Freedom admin. So hopefully he's banging out all these doubles. I think he is. But anyway, what I was saying is, yeah, you've missed render. Like DMAC, I see DMAC saying render not coming to RLZ on render. Well, we'll see, but I could see how you would say that. It's definitely renders a little too gone at the moment. We never know what's going to happen, though. But yeah, whereas you might not be able to get in on render still, I think there's still a lot of opportunities. I don't think the altcoin rally is truly even started yet, to be honest. I mean, yeah, some things are ripping, but like when you look at something like high here, I mean, we're still just not even to the 50% level of this current range. So like, you know, like if I just drew fibs off of the high, this recent high down to the lows and put a 50% level on there, that's up here. So high would probably, pretty good chance high will rip up here into that level before coming back down, but there's no reason to say it won't range here for a while. Probably be buyable opportunities. I mean, I can think offhand of like I posted on Twitter today about CRV. Something like this looks super buyable to me. Now, I was telling people to buy right here, so it's a little bit late for that buy. But all I see right here is I see a little weekly W, and now I see a bigger weekly W trying to break out. So, like, if you know any pop up here is a great time to just then go and hunt the dip on that. And honestly, like, yeah, it's not my favorite to chase it right there at this 71. But funny enough, I'm long from like 71 on this because I was back here buying. So I've been long since like right here since way back in the past. But sure enough, my level
One
is
second.
Mm-hmm.
1 second, Kevin. Miku is right. I'm wrong. We had $1.2 on high, but the problem is when we put that level, the market was above that level, below that level. So our fill is 1.134. That's why we have a double.
Cool.
We should have a double there. Sorry,
Oh no, it's all good.
you.
Yeah, and all that, like I said, all that stuff's in the spreadsheet. You can, and the cool thing about that spreadsheet is it gives such an awesome breakdown of like how much capital is tied up in bids and where we've gotten our capital back and how much, you know, what percentage of our capital is in the market. Really cool spreadsheet. So if you haven't seen that, go check it out in our Discord. And also you can copy it and then just erase everything and use it for yourself if you want it. There's a built-in API to CoinMarketCap, and if you follow the instructions to set that up, it'll pull in all the price data. Really cool tool. And that's just free for anybody to copy if they'd like. But anyway, like I was saying about CRV, I think I was getting ready to say here, even just chasing this here on the breakout, like if we do actually break out, maybe it'd be nice to see like a close above this green line just to make that big wide W. Because I see this little W that got retested and held, and now we have a bigger W. But even if you're buying this at 72 cents, I mean, first of all, look back here to the original W going back to 2020, and that's a nice clean W that basically is now just, you know, holding still. Like even to this day, like we're basically holding that level, right? At 33 cents. And I mean, well, even just using that 50% level for fun, like that's not a bad trade, I don't think. Like, where's the actual low here? I guess it's that 60 cents. So yeah, or I didn't read that right. $3.60. Sorry. So yeah, from 70 cents to $3.60 just to get back to the 50% level seems like a reasonable trade. So you can't tell me that there's no altcoins to buy. I mean, this one's just sitting here. Other ones that are similar, like Kava, I've been talking about a lot the last couple weeks. Look at it doing the same exact thing, making that weekly W, breaking out. Almost same chart, to be honest, very similar. Weekly W back here from 2020 has now just been tested fully and is holding. So even chasing Kava here at 95, it's not my favorite. I'd rather buy it lower, but 95 up to, we'll draw 50% level there too, just for fun. $4.80. So 95 cents to $4.80. Just, and I'm not, I'm talking about back to the 50% level. I'm not talking about new highs. I'm not even talking about short reload zones. I always say I'm really conservative, and if I can bang a trade out, I mean, hell, we could use 38.2s. If you can bang out a 3 or 4x back to 38.2s, that's in this case would be 370. So yeah, I mean, just getting back to there, that's just not even a bull market. That's just a dead cat bounce up to 38.2s of the old range. So that's the way I look at it. I'm not just like, I don't need new highs to make money in crypto. Let's just leave it at that. So there's two that are viable in my opinion. What else do I got? Some of the ones I've talked about recently, like Ren, I don't know what it's doing today, but I tried to give people a notice on that one. I think you could go find on my Twitter. I was talking about it right here, and it looks like that one's already gone away a little bit, but another beautiful weekly W. This one has this wick shooting up here, but if you just kind of ignore that and think about a big double bottom here, then this thing is ready to rip, in my opinion. You'll probably still have a chance to buy it on a dip. Or maybe you even count this wick as the weekly W, and so we need to break through that level. That's fine too. Point being is, look at all the upside on Ren. I saw somebody saying it's dead on Twitter, which I don't know. Doesn't look dead to me. It just looks like it's if the entire market goes into full on bull, then this thing's gonna get drug up with it. And also this one, 9 cents up to 38.2 at 56 cents. Not bad. Nice and conservative. To be fair, if the market pulls back, the broader market, these things are going to pull back too. So you're kind of, you're buying the sort of end of the move kind of names. So you might have to go underwater a bit, but I don't know. I don't have a problem with taking a shot on these. If you have this in your plan to buy these kind of bottoms, I talk about it all the time. Just this pattern is all I need to really see. The rounded out bottom and then eventually makes a W. That's all I'm really, I don't know. You could build a whole trading plan off of that, no problem. On a weekly chart, Eddie was making fun of me one day for only looking at the weekly charts, but you know what? Let's keep it easy. I don't see any reason to, looking at the daily chart is not going to do me any good here. I can see what's going on anyway. And if I'm just kind of slowly waiting for these bottoms, a weekly chart is all you need. You don't need anything else. Now, I'm not talking about trading setups, which of course we trade a lot of, well, this is a setup in itself, but I'm not talking about lower time frame trading with a stop and stuff. That's a huge part of what we do in our community. But this is just, maybe you have a full-time job. Maybe you got a little bit of money you can set away each week from your full-time job, and you want to just dump it into some of these names and wait. Then something like this seems good. What else do I have that might be, let's look at JTO. DMAX saying, don't be greedy, Kevin, just buy it here with Ren. Well, I already bought Ren. I told everybody to buy it where I bought it. You can see filled. I bought it at 06. So I'm already up 50%. Yeah, 50%. Hell, Zcash is kind of I've just been laughing trading Zcash. I don't know. It's funny to me, but same thing. I basically, when Zcash came down to these painful lows where it's just all the way down at the bottom, why not take a shot? I'm up 50% on that one too. And hell, look at Zcash. Sure, people hate Zcash. I don't know. I heard somebody saying it's going to be the privacy coin of the cycle, which I just thought was hilarious. I have no idea if that's true, but look how much upside Zcash has, even just to, I don't know. I mean, I'll get my double off down here. Like a double's like only right there. I'm almost already there. So if this thing can start climbing higher, it's got so much upside. To be fair, there's not a real bottom in Zcash. So, I mean, does it still need to bang around for a while before making a weekly W? Probably, but I don't know. Just had to go in there and buy some Zcash. Now, of course, you probably gather from the way I talk, I'm only using charts here. I'm not actually getting too into the fundamentals of any of this stuff. I'm basically basing all of this on just the cycle in general. And I know that rising tide lifts all boats kind of thing. If I can find my bottom looking charts, I think I have a good chance of banging out a bunch of doubles, and then I'll have a bunch of free positions, and then I'll just let those ride. And I'm sure some of those will just turn into epic, huge moves, and some of them will be muted and not as great, but whatever. I'm too dumb to try to pick the best ones, so I just kind of buy a little of all of them. But I'm not suggesting that that's the best way or that you should do that. It's just kind of what I do. And I'm pretty confident it's going to work. I mean, I've spent all last year making these shows talking about accumulation year. I came on Paul and I every Sunday to talk about this stuff, and it's all just sort of playing out. I don't know. What else do I have? Well, let's look at some of these requests. I know JTO is the first one, which of course, because I'm stupid, I always miss some of the new, like render. I didn't even buy render. Damn it. And I have a feeling render is going to be one I look back on at the end going like, geez, it's going to be like up 100x off the lows or something insane more. And I'm going to be like, damn, I never bought render. This one I feel like I kind of missed too. So in this case, I'm not, I look at a weekly chart here on Binance and there's nothing to work with. So as much as I love weekly charts, I can't do anything here. Although I do see like a W coming in. So, I mean, I don't know, it's not in great location off the original Binance lows, but it does look like it wants to break out as a weekly W. But let's look at like a 4-hour chart and just see what's going on. And I mean, I have no doubt that this couldn't keep trending higher. Like it certainly could keep pushing higher for sure. But when I just look at this, I do see these range highs right here. And I have to think that those might reject price here. That's kind of resistance there, I'd say. So let's see what happens right here. I don't really like to buy into that kind of level. So it's not my favorite. We could look at I spent a lot of time talking about swing trading our THG setup, on Wednesday. I suppose this is that kind of thing. Like I do see, I mean, these ugly tails to the downside maybe are only a Binance thing. I wonder if we could look at this on like Dex Screener actually. Let's see if I have Dex Screener here. Maybe we can get more price history on. I suppose it's that one. 6 million in liquidity. Oof, is that it? Yeah, that's the same thing, I bet. Not really a lot more history, though. Actually, it looks like the exact same chart, but it didn't get those downside tails. But anyway, what I was saying is this does look like it's starting to trend higher, so maybe you could hunt like swing trade THGs, try to catch that trend. The only problem is I also see kind of an ABCD here, so not only do we have resistance up against the highs here, if we break through those highs, I would imagine there's like a bit of this harmonic pattern going on here that's going to target a potential top E. Yeah, we're already right there. So yeah, that's the confluence of two reasons here: range highs and then ABCD PRZ potential reload zone or short location essentially. So I don't want to buy that right here, but I don't have any doubt that it couldn't break out. And this is that weekly W basically that we were looking at. So if we do break out and maybe, break out here and then retest the highs, then I could see like trades set up, something like that. But for right now, I'm just going to wait. It's pretty new. I suppose I shouldn't say I've missed it yet. It's still pretty new. Let's, ideally we'd probably get retests of the lows down here to be a buyer. I don't know, somewhere. So I'll keep an eye on that one, but I'm not going to do anything just yet. But I do know that this one seems to have like the thumbs up in the Solana community. Like it's kind of a hot one. And then another one that I just had on the screen actually that's kind of not really a great to buy, but this MX. This one seems to be like it could do really well. This is a MXM. It's like Mix Mob. I think it's a gaming thing. And I keep seeing sort of influencers that I think have pretty good calls, like that Noodles guy. He talks about this. And I did get long back here. So I am long from the lows. And then there was a really nice retest of that level. And now it's not looking particularly ripping at the moment. I mean, it is a W, but this is just one to watch, I'd say, for like a potentially good name. It's 15 million market cap right here. It could easily 10x, you know, so and more. But just watch this one. I don't know about chasing right there, even though we do have that is a big W. So I mean, I suppose. And I'm only up off. It's only up like 40%. What is it? Yeah, it's like 30-40% up off the lows, I think, where I'm long from. But just it was on my screen, so I thought about it. So keep an eye on MXM. Let's see about a couple more requests here in the chat. It looks like we got Vanry. I've heard that name lately. Reef. So we'll look at both of those. Probably just look on TradingView. Somebody just asked me about this Vanry, I think the other day too. Oh, taken off. So, I mean, another new name and a nice W that broke out strong. I can't do anything right here. It's just not in my wheelhouse to chase up markets. You know, realistically, like this is 4-hour chart. I mean, nice consolidation. You should have been asking me about it right here. That was the time. I mean, you could have really bought any of these W's and been okay. There's a nice W. I mean, nice sideways consolidation, nice wider W. It's just right here. Hell, you could even have bought the retest of the range highs. Like, look how they eventually did start trending, you know, breaking it out of the range. And then they did give you one more chance. And even that retest right there would have been like a trend entry on this thing. But I can't do anything here. It's just now that it's ripped, I see a potential M. You know, like if we do lose this level right there, we're going to have an M. So as much as it might be an awesome new project or whatever it is, and maybe go way higher, I can't chase it right here. If anything, I need some sort of pullback and a new consolidation to get long on that one. Miku's saying Qcoin. I don't know. Maybe I'm supposed to look at it on Qcoin. He's saying this one was posted in the group. Either way, look at that. I mean, this is again, going back to what I was saying, though. I mean, this is a 4-hour chart, but the same logic applies to what I was saying about weekly charts. I mean, this one, I'll drag my OBV up a little bit better. And I mean, really what we want to do is remember that pattern I was saying, like, you know, once I don't know, you could have taken any of these ranges, but once this range was established, for example, you could have just drawn your fibs here. I mean, this is all I really do. I don't really do anything else. You know, once your fibs were there, you kind of have an idea of where you're able to get long, which in this case would have been anywhere below this green box or in it. And then depending on how picky you are, sure, you could have like hit any levels, deep dips into those levels. But really, if you're just patient enough to wait for a real bottom to come, once 178.6 started producing double bottoms, and then if you look down at OBV, you started seeing divergences like right here, for example. That's actually a W. So we're putting in an OBV divergence right there as price was moving lower. And that divergence confirmed like right here as the W is coming in. So really just going in and hitting the market anywhere right there seemed smart. And look at that retest right there where they basically just brought the market back against that level. That's all you got to really learn in this to do this effectively. Like, you know, you can see the W's coming in. You're in a green box. That W confirmed. You look down here and see OBV is in divergence. And then you know, maybe you missed that breakout. But look how they just politely gave you one more chance. That's the bullish retest that we talk about a lot. And that's all I can say about it now because it's just too late. It's all hindsight now. I don't really want to do anything there. And Reef. I have a feeling Reef looks the same or maybe like this. I don't know for the fact. This one's got more history. I mean, we could look at a weekly chart here. And so that something like this, I mean, I see that same pattern that I've just been talking about, and I see those OBV divergences. I mean, shit, just looks great. Like that divergence, like anytime, that's what I like to look for, you know, as soon as, you know, this is like, yeah, they W'd it here and tried to break it out. So yeah, I could see hunting there. That was a nice location against the lows and fine. Maybe you got doubles, maybe you didn't. It didn't quite double off the lows, almost did. But nonetheless, like, I mean, think time-wise, like during this, that was October of 22, and then this was like all of 2023 when we were talking about accumulation years. So like, as these, as these lows started coming in, I'm just looking at OBV and going like, okay, is there any sort of bottoms here? And you could argue that the W started right back here and it just started bottoming. You could argue there was a potential divergence all the way back here as we were making new lows. So that should trigger a warning. And then sure enough, if you're sniping this thing and actually paying attention, there was a nice little W that came in after that divergence right here. So like you could have been buying right there and then maybe got a double, 16 up to not quite. No double yet. And then it gave you another opportunity on the retest here. But now it's like you're chasing a bit. However, we just made a bigger W. So now if you zoom out a little bit, it's a really nice looking chart and that's a nice W. So it's like, let's put it into perspective here. Like, are you willing to chase up here? It's not my favorite. That level at 25 cents, you're basically about 12 cents off the low. So it is in my realm. I don't like to take more than 50% downside risk on these sell half on double trades. That's sort of like a benchmark I kind of use, which, wow, why is that way down there? Yeah. So like if you use even this tool and just go off the lows, I really don't like to stretch it beyond 50%. You can see how right here I got 56% to the lows. So it's still close. That's about the max. I don't like to have a risk window bigger than 50% when I'm buying these like sort of sell half on double investment trades. So it's right in there. So I don't know if I'd chase right there, but I certainly would buy any pullbacks into here, especially if another test down to this 20, what is that, 16-ish? So anywhere in between these two green lines, I actually think are okay. But I suppose if you're like, I like this name, I think it's got a future. Hell, I don't know. I'd probably buy it. Fuck it. I don't think I can buy this that easily. Let's see. Yeah, it's not on my stupid exchanges that I use, so I'd have to go hunting in DeFi land. But this has my setup. I call it KOBV, just sort of, I don't know, because I'm not creative enough to come up with a better name, I guess. But, OBV divergence, buy the next weekly W, basically. So I can't fault anybody for actually hitting this here. What a nice chart. I'll leave it at that. What a nice, pretty bottom. That looks exactly like a bottom. And still relatively buyable. So good call, whoever asked about that. Who asked me about Reef? DMAC. Well, DMAC, did you already buy it? Maybe DMAC's already long. He's just shilling his name. Phil and then shill. Looks good. I don't know. We don't have a giveaway today. We've now just done, we've got another, we sort of ditched the other giveaway we used to do, and now we're just giving away money. And so we've got our, I suppose I should just maybe mention that really quick while DMAC's getting ready to tell me if he bought Reef or not. If you go to Crypto Traders Arena on Twitter, pin tweet here, we're giving away 100 USDT, a month of premium, 15 STRK, and 1.5 million Pepe. I think we added that one. I don't remember that being on there, but okay. Giving away some Pepe too. So you just got to retweet this, like, repost, and tag 3 friends, and we'll add you to the giveaway. That'll be next Sunday. Oh, cool. DMAX saying he bought Reef. Well, good. I wish you well. Yeah, we'll give away this stuff on Sunday, next Sunday. So if you're not already in this, maybe go jump in there. And what else can I mention here really quick? And if anybody has any last requests, throw them in the chat before I end here. I got about 10 more minutes to chat, so happy to look at some other things. But before that, I'll just mention the giveaway. I'll mention, well, I've already mentioned the spreadsheet for the Road to Financial Freedom Plan. Go grab that if you want. Stefan came on and talked about the Hands of Midas show, which is on Thursdays around this time for our premium members. So if you are a premium member, make sure you catch that. And it's kind of a good matchup because we got Bochan talking about like fundamentals and sort of digging up the ideas, and Stefan hunting the levels and using technical analysis to find our entries. And they're basically going to every Thursday, continue on that, just trying to highlight new shiny things we can go by. And to be fair, I'm talking about some of these dino coins and stuff, and I do think, banging out 4 or 5 or 6 or 7x back to 38.2s is totally doable. And I don't want to say easy, but very manageable. However, we all know that some of the, there's going to be some high flyers that are new that are just going to blow everything else out of the water. And so if you're interested in trying to get involved in those things like Render, that's now too late, then that show's the best place to do that, I'd say. And that's what I'm going to be doing, is watching them and trying to ride their coattails. So we have that on Thursdays. On Wednesdays on YouTube for the general public, I'll just be doing another crypto show as I do every Wednesday. We did move it to Wednesdays from Tuesdays. That's at an hour and a half from right now, so 19 UTC every Wednesday. And I'll just be rambling on about the same kind of shit I was just talking about for the last few minutes. Talked about what altcoin bottoms look like, trying to find altcoin bottoms and buy them. And maybe go into a little bit more swing trading stuff as this bull market gets more, more as we get more into this sort of bullish cycle. And what else? We have Monday through Friday. We got our daily plan video that Paul makes. He's just setting the levels for the day. So that's during the London session on YouTube every day. So if you want to just get trade levels for the day, that's a good place to tune in. It's like 30 minute show, usually less than 30 minutes. And he also often highlights our, like 5 minute lower time frame THG trades. So if you want to jump in on those, that's a good place to see them. I think, like, here's a couple examples here. These might be swing trades, but let's see, what has he got here? Yeah, like this is that FET trade from last week, or this week, I'd say. And look at this thing. I mean, 10.4 to 1 using our THG algo. It basically just entered on the algo signal and, had some sideways for a while before it taken off. And this ended up being 10.4 to 1, which I think that's at 184. This thing went up closer to $2 currently. And this trade was framed two different ways in our room. For example, this was the 5 minute version. And then I don't know if on Twitter, if he has the other version, but there was a swing trade framed as well that produced like a 6 to 1. So two different ways of looking at that exact same trade. But point being, I was just saying that the Paul's daily plan video, which you can always find here just on our website. It's always right here. Well, this is the playlist on YouTube. You can see that he's been, I don't know if I should be showing, can I show YouTube on YouTube? I think I can. You can see every day he's making that show. So that's a good place to see some of the kind of a pre-trade meeting to just set the levels for the day. And then after that, well, that's the London session. I'm usually sleeping like a little baby then. And then by the time I wake up for the New York session, they've already been trading all day. And then we have a live stream Monday through Friday for the New York session, a couple hours where we just highlight trade ideas, take trades, shoot the shit, and just trade the New York session too. And that's their afternoon and my morning. And then, so yeah, that's every Monday through Friday, but that also is open to the public on Tuesdays. And we actually have been streaming that to YouTube for the last couple of weeks. We may or may not keep doing that. I don't know. But either way, it's more live and not on delay if you join Discord and then join the actual Discord room. It's a little better. But if you do just want to have it playing on YouTube, then we have been streaming it to YouTube lately. So I think that's most of our content offering. And lastly, I'll just say we have our Capio 1 course where we're basically teaching people how to do this and then also prepping them for Capio 2. So we have our Capio 1, which is kind of teaching the basics, risk management, trade planning, and some setups to get started up to like swing trading level and just get all your pieces in place so that you can build a trading business after that. And so that's sort of like the basic puzzle pieces. And then if you want to get into scalping and make 40R a month, we have Capio 2 after that. So we kind of set the stage in Capio 1, teach people how to do this, and then Capio 2 becomes more like sniper levels getting into trading lower time frames. And I guess we don't have a set start time yet for Capio 1, but we are taking registrations for it. So it is limited space. So if you're interested in that, reach out directly to me, either on Twitter or on Discord. Either one's fine. And might as well pop into our Discord and say hey on the free room anyway. And that's a good place to reach me. I'm there every day. And that makes up the bulk of our offering. Like us on YouTube and Twitter and OnlyFans and all those places. We'd appreciate that. And we'll just keep on doing what we're doing, trying to trade our plans while also kind of dragging some other people along the way with us that want to learn how to do this. Trying to build the strongest community, the strongest trading community of trading setups, I'd say, in crypto. I know there's a lot of groups out there, but I feel like we do a good job of staying very focused on setups and following healthy risk management, trading our trading plans, and approaching this like true professionals. As much as we like to joke around and stuff, at the end of the day, we're trying to implement a business of trading. And when it comes to when it comes to lower time frame trading, if you don't have your plan and your risk management and your setup dialed in, you're just going to get destroyed. So it's not easy. It's incredibly difficult. So if you don't have those puzzle pieces in place, you're just going to have a hard time. So we're just going to continue on trying to build the strongest group of traders we can and have some fun along the way. So I hope everybody's excited about the upcoming bull market. I know I am, or even current bull market, if you will. I don't know. I think there's a lot of good opportunity going forward. So let's just try to keep our heads in the game and see how well we can do. If anything, it is the election year still, like I said earlier. So probably can probably feel like we're heading into like uppiness for the rest of the year. Plus the Bitcoin halving, there probably will be some sort of epic dip in crypto. So be prepared for that. But in general, things are looking pretty promising and uppy. And maybe I'll just end with going, man, on my Wednesday show, I started talking about this damn Brett. You can't win them all, I suppose. But I was... First of all, it was sitting right here and I was saying, look at these W's. This is a beautiful looking chart. I was literally saying, I don't know, I'm not feeling that great about these because they keep getting rejected at the 21 EMA here. But man, that's like the nicest looking chart with W's and in great location. And then I am long from back here. I had a free position, but I didn't go and buy this thing. And look what happened. Fucking A. I think this thing did like a 20x probably. I don't know what it did. Yeah, look at that. Damn. That was literally on during my show. It was sitting right there. So at least maybe somebody watched that and bought this, I hope. So if you were watching on Wednesday and you did ape into Brett, then I'd love to hear about it because I didn't. But what can you do? You can't win them all. So maybe I'll have a couple more good calls left in me before this is all over. And, we'll see. We'll see how that turns out. All right. So anyway, I think that's it for me. I didn't see any more requests. Yeah, nobody else was asking. Yeah, so that's it for today. I'll be back on Wednesday, 19 UTC, and pop in and say hi. And I'll just leave it at that. Hopefully Paul gets over his cold here. And thank you, Stefan, for joining us. He'll probably pop in every once in a while going forward. And we might even have a couple other guests here if we're lucky. So look forward to that. And I will talk to y'all later. Have a good rest of your weekend. And I'll see everybody in the New York session tomorrow. So take care. Bye-bye.